Hello, everyone. I'm Symone Stanley here for LakePoint Sports, and today we have a very exciting guest on the show. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Alexander Wyche, CEO, founder of Minority Baseball Prospects.
Alex Wyche, CEO and founder of Minority Baseball Prospects, MVP Takeover on Twitter and Minority Baseball Prospects on Instagram. Make sure you guys check them out, and they're going to be at LakePoint this February. Am I right?
March
for the MVP High School Showdown. So make sure you guys come to LakePoint in March. Check out some of the top prospects that are going to be on campus. And one of the top prospects we're going to talk about today is Termarr Johnson. And Alex knows a lot about Termarr, so he's going to be our insider for today.
For sure, man. One of our captains for our All-American game this year in Miami. One of my favorite players.
So, Alex, we got to start with, Termarr has recently, over the past month, been visiting some college campuses. And that's the biggest question that comes across our page is Termarr going to go to college, or is he going to go right to the league? So we saw him in an Oregon Ducks uniform and then also Georgia Tech yellow jacket. What was your reaction when you saw that?
You know, my biggest thing, man, with Termarr, man, he can go anywhere in the country. I think it's going to come down to, what best suits his family and him, where they can really come and see him play. But, Oregon's a little out there, Georgia Tech back home. He's from Atlanta, go to Mays High School. Both brothers went to Georgia Tech. Mom went to Georgia Tech. So I don't know where he's going to go, man, but Georgia Tech looks like a good fit for him.
Definitely. So were you surprised when you saw the Oregon Ducks? I was a little bit surprised because it just seemed kind of random to me, but you know him best. So were you surprised when you saw Oregon Ducks? Is there something about the organization I don't know about?
With Oregon, you had that Nike plug, man. Everybody want nice stuff, man. So to be honest, I first started really looking at Oregon, man, when Amari Daniels committed, and just looking at the program and just seeing what they've just been doing for the last couple of years, man. I think it's a great program, a different city, different area, man. So, Amari's going there. They're good friends. So I wouldn't rule out the Oregon Ducks.
So you talk about the Nike plug. That brings up something that I have been thinking about recently. Before the name, image, and likeliness changes, a lot of guys who had the option to go pro will go pro because they will want to go right and get paid. But now that they have the option to get paid in college, could you see more guys that are pro ready, like Termarr, Drew, deciding to go to college, get the development now that they can get paid in college?
I think it's a good option. I really want to see how it plays out in the baseball arena. In football and basketball, those are a little bit more public sports. I'm sure they'll get a little bit more cash than compared to a high celebrity guy in baseball. But again, baseball haven't really seen guys like Drew Jones and Termarr and Elijah Green, who really big on social media, who really can impact the program. So, it's early, so I really want to see how that transition. And then with the draft being 20 rounds and shortening up, man, I wouldn't hesitate to say a lot of kids really go to college. But with those top guys and Elijah and Termarr and Drew, man, I'm expecting those guys to go high in the draft, man, and get into that minor league system as fast as possible.
Definitely. So MLB.com put out a mock draft about a month ago. It's still some months to go to the MLB draft, but you got to give the fans what they want, and fans like mock drafts. So on the mock draft, they had Termarr at number 5 going to the Kansas City Royals. What do you think when it comes to an MLB program? What program do you think would be the best fit for Termarr? I know the draft order doesn't always put you where you'd be a best fit, but where do you think would be a best fit for him?
Most time when these guys get drafted, like you say, it's the best fit for them team-wise. With Termarr, man, I feel like he can go anywhere just because he has that special knack with the bat. So everybody wants power plus hitability, man. He has both of those traits. So, they have him at the Royals, but I can see him going anywhere in that top 10, man. Like we say, with those teams, everybody kind of selects different guys. Sometimes guys, really like big, strong guys like St. Louis, and then, some guys like bats, or some guys always go with college guys. So you really just got to see the trends and how really, the draft is broken down early, and who goes early is really going to tell where Termarr and all these guys go, to be honest.
Definitely. So some of the MLB scouts are saying right now their biggest question with Termarr is where he would fit defensively in the big league. Where do you see him on defense?
Termarr is underrated, I feel, defensively, man. Good arm, plus glove, great actions. I feel he can play anywhere in the infield. And as we know, how the game is trending now, man, the positioning on the infield really doesn't matter. And I think he's a big league second baseman right now, just because he's gonna bring the stick and he's gonna really show power and hitability. So, it's no downfall on Termarr for me. Just because the way the game is now, it's all about the bat. If you got a guy with a bat, he's gonna play. And really, that's in any level, high school, college, or pros. If somebody can swing the stick, they're gonna play. So they're gonna take the bat any day.
That's true. And you talk about swinging the stick. Termarr's swing has been described as one of the most beautiful high school swings in the country. Can you just talk us through what makes his swing so distinct?
Everybody swings differently. He just had that knack, man. It's something we call in the baseball world. He just got it. It's sweet. It's pretty. My favorite thing about Termarr with his bat, he just got so much hand control. Even if he's fooling on a pitch, he keeps his hand back and can work oppo or pull side, man. There's really no weakness in his swing. I think his swing is pretty, but my biggest thing is what he does mentally at the plate. It's hard to get him out. He'll take a walk, and if you miss a pitch, he's going to hit it to the moon. Or if you do a good pitch, he may foul it off to get to his pitch. So, the swing is beautiful, man, but there's a lot of swings that are beautiful when you get into the minor league system. But what makes him different for me is his mental approach of when he's hitting. That what makes him so great to me.
Definitely. So we got 3 Georgia boys right now that they're looking at going top 10 in the draft, and Termarr, Andrew Jones, Dylan Lesko as well. So do you see Georgia continuously putting out these deep high school draft classes, or is this kind of like an anomaly?
With minority baseball prospects, our hub is right here in Atlanta, man. So we biased, man. But right now, Atlanta is right now at the hotbed, man. The hotbed right now for draft picks. We talk about Termarr and Klesko, who's going to be a top 10 arm, man. He has it all, man, up to 97, 98. And then you have Termarr, who's, arguably the best hitter in the draft in college or high school. And then you got Drew Jones, who I think is a little bit underrated right now, man. Drew Jones is for me, man, he's a 5'2" guy, man. He may pan out to have the best tools that projects to pro ability, just with, his ability to run. He's a plus defender. And he shows a lot of power and hitability, man. So, I love Drew. And then you can even, with Cam Collier. Cam Collier is a first round guy for me who just does it all. Once in a lifetime power. He'll be with him reclassing up, he'll be one of the youngest guys in the draft. And Cam can bump it. He was up to 90, 94, 95 in Jupiter. And I feel he's a plus defender at third. And then you got Bear. You got Big Bear, the big catcher from Walden, man, who can doggone just swing it, man, who committed to LSU. So, Georgia's hot. It's been hot for a minute. Even from, my first draft class as a head coach with having Cornelius Randolph, who went 10. It was a kid out of Kennesaw who went 11. And then you had Cameron, who went in the first round also, who could have been a top 10 pick, but chose the right team, man. So, Atlanta been a hotbed for a minute. I think it's going to continue to be a hotbed.
So, like you said, hotbed, they're going to continuously put out great talent. But we know guys like Termarr, they don't come around every week, every month, every year. So give us a name, because Termarr's about to graduate and move on. Give us a name or 2 names. Do you think there's going to be another Termarr coming out soon, or you think it's going to take a couple of years for Georgia?
Termarr's special, man, but don't sleep on Antonio Anderson, man. Antonio may be, for me, is a solid killer, man. He has plus framework on the mound. He has great feel on the mound, and he's a power switch hitting guy. And he can stay in the middle at shortstop or third, man. So, Antonio Anderson is a big guy. You got You got old Phelps, who's going to be a special guy, man, especially with the bat. And then you got one of my sleepers, Ty Pete, down at Trinity Christian, who is a special talent for me also, who can get on the mound and be low 90s, but also can swing the stick from the left side with power. And just to reiterate on Georgia one more time, you got to think about what Georgia has in the minor leagues right now. You have Todd Bradley, who came from Redan High School. He was the starting pitcher of the year for the minor leagues with the lowest ERA. Then you have Michael Harris, who was at Stockbridge High School. He's right now, per Baseball America, he's the #1 person in the Braves organization right now. In the minor leagues. And then you have the big kid from Decatur who's with St. Louis, who just won the Player of the Year also for that organization. So right now Atlanta is hot, man. Atlanta been hot, and they're showing up real big right now in the minor league system. Also, don't forget about CJ Abrams, who's the top 10 guy in the minor leagues also. Awesome, great stuff from Alex. Appreciate you for jumping on. Let the people know what to expect in March at LakePoint for the high school showdown. Last year was our first annual MVP high school showdown at LakePoint. It was great. We had Termarr hitting bombs. We had RJ Austin. Don't forget about RJ Austin, also a guy who can slip up in that first, second round, man, who's a dual guy. We had RJ Austin, who was the MVP last year. We had Ty Pete. We had all these Antonio Anderson, all these guys in one location, man, one of our favorite locations, LakePoint. But again, man, we'll bring that excitement, that energy, that flair that minority baseball really, shows to the world of baseball. At LakePoint again, March the 4th through the 5th. Games at 5 and 7. All the field to be full, man. And Saturday a full out cookout, great time. At Minority Baseball, man. If you haven't been to a Minority Baseball event, man, come check us out. Go check them out for sure, guys. I'm Symone Stanley. This is Alex. He brought some great insight for us today. We're going to have him on again in the future. Thank you so much for the time, and thank you guys for joining us today.